I have one on the phone. Present.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to open the meeting with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Asbury Park Press and published on December 20, 2020, and sent for republication for virtual meetings on January 21st, 2021, with an ID meeting of Zoom 998-3326-1382. We'll proceed right to roll call. Councilman Fennell? Councilman Mosley?
Here.
Councilman Murray? Councilman Rosehausen?
Here.
Councilman Taylor?
Here.
Mayor Hanshide?
Here.
We have a quorum, sir. We have one council member who's here, so can we proceed right to resolutions? So we have a consent agenda. Following is considered routine by the Borough of South Thames River. There'll be no formal discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, then the item will be removed from consent agenda and considered separately. We have a few resolutions on this agenda. We have 149, which is memorializing an offer of employment to Steve Worth as a laborer in the Department of Public Works. We have 164, approving council minutes of July 26th. We have 165, authorizing the hiring of Patrolman Tess Martin as Class 2 officer. We have 166, authorizing the hiring of W.S. Jacobicius as Class 2 police officer. 167 is approving title officer LLC as public auction vendor to sell or dispose of vehicles no longer needed for public use. 160 is authorizing law firm of Valence as counsel for cannabis guidance. 169 is authorizing Muhammad Ali as part-time regular officer. 170 is authorizing off-premise raffle application number 2, and 171 is authorizing off-premise raffle application number 3. As presented, do I have a motion to approve this agenda?
I'd like to remove Resolution 2021-168.
Okay, for separate, okay. That'll be considered second. Or do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda minus 168?
Mosley.
I'd like to also remove 165 and 166 to be done separately.
And separately? Okay. All right, so 10, we have all those except 165, 66, and 68.
Mosley.
Do I have a second?
Rolls out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that's approved. We have 165, which is authorizing the hiring of Patrol Tess Martin as Class 2 police officer. Do a motion?
Rolls out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. 166 is W.S. Jacobicius as Class 2 police officer. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Or close enough. I'm Polish, sorry. Okay. Do I have a motion?
Mosley.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion approved. And we have 168, which is the authorizing the law firm of Valence as counsel for cannabis guidance.
I'd like to discuss that.
Okay.
Got a couple of concerns. Is there any reason why we didn't go out for RFP? The price that he has is $275. That's going to be solely paid by our residents. It's not the land use board attorney don't get $130. I don't see. Trying to find my notes. I don't see how we wouldn't do better by going out for proposal.
So that's completely up to you. You can do an RFQ process. This is another way to also hire an apprentice. It's a fair and a non-fair. There's two different ways to go about it. They're both acceptable. This is the law firm we had previous conversations with, actually in 2019. We did not proceed because the borough governing body at that time did not want to, they wanted to wait, actually, at the recommendation of the CRC, which is Cannabis Regulatory Commission, wait for the state to rule out and promulgate those rules. They just did so. We've re-engaged with the same law firm from 2 years ago. We do set a maximum on that, $5,000.
Not to exceed?
Not to exceed 5,000.
Where is that written in his?
In the resolution, sir. You check the package, should be not to exceed 5,000. But it would be capped, once again, it would be capped at $5,000. They have the specialization, they're one of the law firms that specialize in this, so we just re-engaged with them. It would be to handle the applications process, promulgated from the state to the local level, and to assign application fees. And then general guidance at the direction of the governing body, as you see fit.
Yeah, that part is not in here, but as long as, I have no issue with it, as long as it's capped at 5.
I go with the cap.
Yep.
But it is, for clarification, it is capped at $5,000.
There's also in here, it says, under Ed's, it is also expressly understood that your obligation to pay the firm fees does not, of course, ultimate the outcome of the matter. You know, I just think we should go out and get another one. I put few of them. I just think 275, we're paying 130. I don't think that's going to be 275 an hour.
No.
So,
Are you capped at 5?
no.
Okay.
He's capped at 1750.
He has a monthly rate.
Okay.
I actually have a salary, and then there's contract services, there's non-contract, that's how it's set up. But that wasn't just me, it's the same as prior attorneys we've had with Borough.
Right, yeah, this is a specialized service.
No, I'm just making a,
I
you know,
appreciate that.
I don't have a problem with this cap at 5,000.
neither.
If that's the end of the discussion, that would be either a motion either way.
I motion to approve.
I second it.
Councilman Fennell? Yes? Councilman Mosley?
Yes.
Councilman Olshausen? No. Councilman Kelly?
Yes.
Motion approved. All right, Mayor, would you like to do the oath of office for patrol? Councilman Fennell, I can call you during the executive session if you would like. We appreciate your service, sir. You're welcome.
I told him that wasn't allowed.
Mayor? Yes. Anybody here with you? Want to hold the Bible for her?
What's that?
You want to hold the Bible for her?
Or,
Take the oath.
I've got a part to put, but my sister will do it.
Oh, sure.
I, Tess Morton,
I, Tess Martin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey.
and the state of New Jersey.
I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
and under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of Southtown River Class 2 Police Officer
of South Compton River Class 2 Police Officer,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and I will not use my office
and I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment
to grant preferential treatment
nor to seek personal gain,
or seek personal gain,
favor, or advantage
favor, or advantage
not available to the general public.
not available to the general public.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Say a few words, man.
I state your name.
I, Theodore Jack-Vicious,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and
and
allegiance to the same,
allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of South Toms River Class 2 Police Officer
of the South Toms River Class 2 police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And I will not use my office
I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment,
to grant preferential
nor to seek personal gain,
nor to seek personal gain,
favor,
favor,
or advantage
or advantage
not available to the general public.
not available to the general public.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I, Muhammad Ali,
I, Muhammad Ali,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly
that I
swear
will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of South Toms River Police Officer
of South Toms River Police Officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And I will not use my office
And I will not use my
to
office
grant preferential treatment,
to grant preferential
nor to
treatment
seek personal gain,
or to seek personal gain,
favor, or advantage
favor, or advantage
not available to the general public.
not available to the general public.
Congratulations.
Back a few feet. Got everybody sitting here, you're too fat.
Taking everybody. Doesn't matter, I can.
Can you fit it? There we go. We're good.
Wait, I think
Joe, I'm going to jump in here, okay? Please, real quick.
I'll get it to you, Joe, tomorrow.
Evening all. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chief Kosh. I feel like we've been doing this a lot lately, you know? So, but of course, I want to thank Mayor and Council for these most needed appointments. I also want to be the first to congratulate the 3 officers and welcome the two new ones aboard. Just a little background, Officer Ali, of course, needs no introduction. He's been here for several months as a SLEO for us and doing a great job. Our immediate plans for him is the waiver class in October, so we can get him his basic cert and get him working in the capacity that we need him. The 2 new officers, Officer Jack-Vicious, he's 23 years old. He was born in Lithuania, came to the United States in 2003. He's a resident of Jackson Township, New Jersey. He's a graduate, 2016 graduate of Jackson Liberty High School. In 2019,
He earned his associate's degree out of Brookdale College, correct? In April of 2019, he was hired by the Lavallette Police Department as a Class 1/dispatcher. May of 2019, he earned his Class 1 cert. And in May of 2021, he earned his Class 2 certification, his current Class 2 certification. Officer Martin, she's also 23 years old. She's a resident of Asbury Park. She is a 2015 graduate of Neptune High School, correct? In 2018, she also earned her associate's degree from Brookdale College, and right? Is that correct? In May 2018, she was hired by the Asbury Park Police Department as a Class 1, and in that same month, she earned her Class 1 certification, and she worked in that capacity for the next 12 months. May of 2019, she earned her current SLEO 2 certification. So both of these officers are going to enter our 8-week FTO program starting 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, so you know. And we're excited to have them. We know they have brilliant futures ahead of them, and again, congratulations, welcome aboard.
Here we'll open up for public comments. If anybody has any questions or comments regarding the agenda, please step forward with your name and address. Seeing none, there's a motion to close public comment. All in favor? We do have the bill list to review. We should have all the bills there. And there's a copy on the back too if anybody would like to review the bill. Quick recess? Yep. Quick recess? Motion to recess? All in favor? Aye. All right, that way everybody can get out of here.
Or you can all stay for the council.
Oh, yeah, please, please. I think everybody's saying congratulations to all your families.
Yes, congratulations. Definitely a proud moment.
Good.
What are you looking at?
Okay, now I'm ready.
Have a nice night.
I won't show you that, but what I will show you is where you were repeated 7 times in the past. They never said a word about it. Well, we don't have any issues. I don't have any. I'll be here in the issue.
What the phone bill? He's buying water.
I'm going to have to go into that.
You can throw a lot. Remember that lady? I didn't like that water thing.
What's stopping these guys from $10 to from using that money for aviation? It's a direct link to what we're doing, okay? They're required to carry one on. They're required to be on top of the truck on my right here. If you approve clothing allowance? Yeah, absolutely. Fine with this. So you're going to sit here and you're going to take another cheat down on this? No, I'm going to talk about it.
Still inside the ground.
Green side up.
I guarantee you, the second clause is how is it?
Green sky. Green, blue sky already.
Part-time
Go
office.
take a look at it.
So what does that mean? Well, we're not changing the salary. It's only a type of things because we need to get a wage so we can hire them outside schools.
All in favor?
They don't need this $13 is their money to spend. It's their money to spend on clothes.
All right, I'm just gonna give this
That's
to
not
the
crossing
Form
one. Smoke them
or
pass them.
just
No,
does.
I've never.
I'd like to get them on.
It's not reflecting the law. This gentleman over here asked me in budget meeting.
Executive session and back we'll have one. Two votes.
Open meeting.
Yeah.
Sandy, I don't know if you remember this. Okay, no question. The caliber embarrassment sport. And they told him that that was Sergeant Freddie Manos, ammunition that he wore with his uniform house.
So can I get a motion to go into public, I'm sorry, into executive session? I already come back out.
Smoking lounge is for clothing, not for all.
So we're gonna
All
wait
in favor?
until this?
Yeah, we're going to go come out of executive session. and we'll go phone call.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to be in executive session?
Did they say that already?
Right, but now, these cars, they're gonna shut off by themselves. The only time they're gonna turn on is when their battery starts getting low.
All right, motion to come back in the public session.
Ford hydrants?
Mosley,
Yeah.
all in favor?
Talk about that for a minute.
Okay, let the record show that Ed Murray is now present.
Hi, Ed.
Got quorum.
All right, we're now in public session. We have the bill list of review, so that's resolution 172. Were there any questions on the bill list? We did have a first and second. We did not go through the roll call on this.
I just had a question, and I probably know the answer, but on page 3 out of 18, the wildlife tax appeal, that's still ongoing, and we're still,
Yep.
okay.
Tax appeals can go for years, unfortunately.
That's in there too.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
That question about the roof.
I just had one question about Officer Casado, who recently, I guess, resigned, and we still paid the $671 for his uniform. Because that's the way it goes.
Which page is that on?
Unfortunately, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, you know, like there's, no, seriously, because,
Page 5.
you know,
Thank you.
normally we would get a couple of years out of a special, this we got a month. And then he decided that, you know, the job wasn't for him, and, you know, and we hadn't even paid
They won't leave already.
his bill yet.
Did you get that uniform?
We got, well, all this equipment, the leather gear, the badge, all that stuff, we got back. The uniforms are worthless to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna take them. Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, it's a shame, but
Ooh, I got a question. Not open yet.
So we're in public session. Any other questions from anybody? No. Sir?
Bill? What's Wingman website lock security
What
for
page?
$3,000 on page 3?
It's additional website security. It's additional website security.
Additional website security.
Yes. It is specialized.
Is it a box of stuff or
I'm
is
not
it
gonna-
something
it's-
that they
Because it is,
handle?
because it's sensitive and because it's our internal controls for security, I'm not at liberty to discuss what exactly it is. All I can tell you, it makes our website more secure.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's an annual subscription fee.
It is. Any other questions? Seeing none, I already had a motion and a second from Mosley and Rolls-Townsend. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, bills are paid, thank you. We have resolution 174, which is authorizing the Borough Administrator to execute a negotiated settlement and release.
Mosley?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none? Motion approved, and I have no other business. We have reports.
I have one appointment I want to make.
Joe, I have to go.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great night.
I have a good night, everyone.
I want to appoint Jamel Calhoun to Recreation Commission to cover Richie Applegate's unexpired term.
Any other new business? Are we moving on to reports?
Okay. Councilman Keller, you have any reports?
Yeah, we ain't been here for a while, but the only thing I believe I did, one time we had that soccer clinic.
Yeah, what's that?
And Matt, and the people, and I enjoyed that, the first one. That was really good, and I appreciate Matt and all the volunteers came.
Oh, yeah.
There's some good coaches out there. I'm very, very happy about that. See, that's it for me.
Councilwoman Mosley.
Thank you. Good night. I don't really have anything, but I wanted to thank Sandy and Kevin and Bill, and I'm not sure who was there because I wasn't able to make it for the annual backpack extravaganza. I heard it went very well.
Thank you. Councilman Wilcox?
I didn't make the backpack, but I did make the stuffing in the backpack, so that counts. We filled them up. We had actually a good crew that came out. We had a lot of people. And we also had a police committee meeting, and everybody's got this in their emails. The chief reviewed the monthly report. It was actually brought up that in the past we had some issues where a lot of residents were complaining about an event that was happening at the dance center. So I brought it up just that they were going to have an open house, and it actually happened tonight. I haven't heard anything negative. We're talking about your police report.
Wait a minute. I can tell you, Councilman, real fast, that I tried, and the mayor tried to go and say hi for the open house, and we could not get to find a parking spot. There was no parking illegally on the street, but we couldn't get in to say hi, so the open house must have been a hit. So it's good for them.
I did address that with the officers today. In fact, I was going to send you a text message at 4 to 8. They were to do extra patrols, and they were supposed to do that as a property check at 99 Foot Road. So this was addressed because we had some issues with the residents on Lakeview last time.
Yep, I appreciate that. We discussed the recent resignations of the 2 Class 2 officers. We also brought up about 3 new hires, 2 of which were hired tonight. We also discussed the staffing issues. And let's see, another thing that was voted on tonight with the title officer for the LLC to get rid of the junk cars. They would get junk titles, they can only be resold as parts. They couldn't be sold as a runnable car. We also discussed about the next traffic study is going to be on Applegate Ave. The chief discussed a couple personnel issues. We're also, the chief is working with Joe and Matt for the tow ordinances. As a committee, we agreed and suggested a fee of $150. Because currently it's $90, it's really not worth it for the towers to come out here. So with that, we'll have more, and we're actually, Bill wants to actually have less towers in town. We also discussed about currently about the diversity training that the borough wants to do, is going to do. And the chief has no problem with the additional training as long as it doesn't conflict with the training they receive, which is also mandated by the state. And that's it.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Is anybody else online, Joe?
No, sir.
Council people?
No, they've stepped up.
Okay. I had a meeting with myself and our administrator, Mr. Kostecki, with our interim Board of Education Superintendent, Genco, I guess his name is now. And we had a little talk to each other and introduced ourselves and said anything that Southampton really needs, in the future, just let him know. So we touched base with each other.
You said money.
Did you?
Yeah, went back and forth with money. But anyways, it was a nice meeting and we got to meet him. I also want to thank everybody involved with the book Back to School, book Back extravaganza. I had a chance to stop by there Saturday morning. I guess it was right before the fire had broken out too. It was quite a day over there. And so thoughts and prayers with Mr. Tutela, who was over there on court, Annapolis Court, I think it was. Quite an event. And I was proud to say that our town responded, admirably. They went over there, and it was quite a scene. Mr. Tutela was seriously injured, burnt in the fire, had to be medevac. Our EMS was there, our police department was there, Manitoba Park Fire Department was there. Tom Zerler had their imaging equipment, I guess, from what I understand, and they were able to rescue one of the dogs from the house also. And our EMS was able to take care of that too, I believe. Mr. Parks is here, you might know more about that.
Yes, they took care of the dog too.
We really appreciate everything that you've done for our little town. And shout out to Luigi's and Josh right down in Bayville there to supplying salon, senior refreshments, water and ice. So thanks once again, Tom. It makes us proud to be part of South Tom Borough. Also, I think there wasn't a whole lot going on this month. I guess everybody was on vacation. And I had my monthly report also with Chief Kosh. I had a monthly report, pretty much just went over everything that Tom had discussed tonight as far as personnel and the new laws regarding public service. We went into hirings are done with the police departments, and some of the new laws are going to be taken into effect. Also, I guess, we have to continue on our diligence in with this new variant of this COVID that's going around. It's something that we need to be concerned about. Just continue to do our social distancing. We might even have to go back into wearing our masks. I noticed the reason in Wawa right here in Southtown, Missouri, as a sign on the door, requires face masks going inside the stores. So it's still up to the stores, and there's some executive orders that went out today with the governor requiring some state employees and some medical personnel and like school personnel. So be aware of what's going on. I guess they approved. It's been the CDC fully approved. What was it? Dr. Johnson. Pfizer vaccine's been fully approved now. There's been some talk maybe we might. Mr. Taylor has mentioned that we might want to figure out having another vaccination clinic if that's something that the town might want to have or something that's needed. There's something that we might be able to put together again.
Yeah, if they want, put the feel out there, if people want it, we can definitely set it up again.
And I guess it looks like also there's going to be possibly requirement or something, a third dose.
And we can do that too.
I think it's within 8 months of your last vaccination. Something like that's becoming available too. So it's something that I would recommend to everybody, especially people with underlying vulnerabilities. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that it's working. I mean, vaccine is working. You can argue all you want about masks and vaccinations. You can't argue with the data has worked. So that pretty much ends my report for tonight. Just open it up to a public meeting. Question.
Just one comment on the topic you were just talking about, the vaccine clinic. The First Aid Squad has a flu shot clinic scheduled at the rec building already for October 16th. And the chief, Rob Crone, indicated that they will probably have vaccines and boosters, if they're available by then, at the same event. So,
What's the date, sir?
October 16th. They brought it to council. Council.
Yeah.
I was aware of the flu vaccine, but wasn't aware.
Right. Rob told me that they're going to have vaccines at that, and if boosters are in place by then, they will have those as well, he believes.
Good.
Did he mention what flu shots were they were giving out? I know I have the dates in there.
it's the Ocean County Health Department, but he did not know what strain of flu shot, or at least he didn't say.
Any other questions, comments?
Motion?
Mr. Steve? Mr. Steve? Go for it.
So, how many here went through the Ocean County Health Department for their vaccines? Did you all do? Okay. They have a
We didn't go to
really,
Ocean County, went to nurses,
Visiting nurses.
visiting nurses.
Yeah.
well, I know the Ocean County Health Department, they have a really neat app that I was able to take advantage of when I went to Chicago to see my stepson graduate from the Naval recruit training boot camp. And let's see if I can find it. It's called Docket. Okay, it's an app you can download on your phone. And you put in some information in here, and it'll pull up your vaccination record. And it'll give you the certified letter from the Ocean County saying that you got the vaccine. Which was great because I left my card at home, and I needed the card to get in. So downloading this app worked really great. Now I got a PDF of my vaccine record, ready to go. So if any of you who've used the health department, get the app. It's on Google, or it's also on Apple. So you can get it.
It's on the Play Store too.
What's the name of the app?
It's called Docket.
Docket?
D-O-C-K-E-T. Docket.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, there's also some concern about a lot of forgeries going on with some of these vaccination cards too. There's been a big problem. I guess the chief might know something about that.
I haven't seen any, but they're definitely out there.
Oh, I know that.
They're starting the process.
Yeah, local fact, yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Public comment?
pictures of proof that stuff.
Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Talk about diabetes.